pleasant good morning and welcome to the official launch of Bonding, Creating Stronger Parent-Child Relationships, a parent training project hosted by the Early Childhood Services Unit of the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training. I am your Mistress of Ceremonies, Vanetta Phillip. First, I would like to invite Ms. Donna Senjis, Administrator of Precious Jewels, ECDC, to invite us for an opening prayer. Ms. Senjis.
Good morning. Can we all stand as we open in a word of prayer? Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for today. We thank you for waking us up this morning and giving us this opportunity to be here. As we have all gathered here at the launching of this new parenting program, we ask, dear God, that you would bless the proceedings here today. Bless all the leaders and organizers. Continue to give wisdom and guidance as we all play our part in making this program a success in order to better our families, our homes, our communities, and our nation. We ask all this in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ms. Senjis. Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, Parliamentary Secretary, Ministry of Education with responsibility for early childhood. Ms. Shelley-Ann Harper, Early Childhood Specialist of UNICEF. Mr. Vincent Lewis, UNV Program Coordinator, UNICEF. Mr. Cyrus Sipal, Acting Deputy Chief Education Officer. Ms. Vernita Bruce, Acting Education Officer, Early Childhood Services Unit. Dr. Kim Gardner, Director, Child Development and Guidance Center. Other officers of the Ministry of Education, staff of the Early Childhood Services Unit, Mr. Colin Weeks, Managing Director, Dove Productions Limited, cast and production team of Bonding, early childhood administrators, parents, members of the media, specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. To assist me in welcoming, I would like to invite Ms. Vernita Bruce, Education Officer or Acting Education Officer of the Early Childhood Services Unit. Ms. Bruce.
Thank you, Ms. Phillip. Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, colleagues, children. Please permit me to adopt the protocol already established by Ms. Phillip. I would like to extend warm welcome, especially to Ms. Harper, our UNICEF Early Childhood Specialist, who traveled from Barbados to be with us today. She's always there to support us with projects to enhance the learning and development of our children. My name is Vernita Bruce, Acting Education Officer, Early Childhood Services Unit, and I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the launch of Bonding, our 10-part education series, which focuses on creating stronger parent-child relationships. This series was due to be launched last year, but due to circumstances beyond our control, we had to move the date to this year, 2024. However, I believe the timing is perfect, as it sets the tone for the year with respect to one of the objectives we would like to accomplish within the early childhood sector. You can call it our New Year's resolution if you wish. We recognize the benefits of positive parent-child relationship in enabling our children to obtain better outcomes in life. That is why we took on the task of creating the Bonding series to reach a wide cross-section of society and even all the Caribbean countries that share similar contexts to us. We have advanced so much, especially with respect to technology. Yet, our children are faced with myriad of issues due to poverty, various forms of abuse, disabilities, to name a few. Despite technology and information at our fingertips, parents, guardians are still finding it difficult to obtain information to be able to resolve parenting challenges they encounter. As educators, we understand that learning takes place when persons can relate to what is being taught. True connections are made and information is likely to be retained. Once you have watched the series, you will see that there was careful consideration in choosing the locations, actors, actresses, and even more so the content, so that we could really meet the objective of helping parents and children. The bonding series focuses on real-life situations within our context, and therefore it is anticipated that parents and guardians will embrace the messages in each episode and utilize the information to foster better child relationship. And I say parents and guardians, that's aunties, uncles, grandparents, everyone involved or instrumental in helping to raise a child. Parent-child relationship is one that nurtures the physical, emotional, and social development of the child. It is a unique bond that every child and parent can enjoy and nurture. This relationship lays the foundation for the child's personality, life choices, and overall behavior. Let's delve into some of the benefits of good parent-child relationship. Young children who grow with secure and healthy attachment to their parents stand a better chance of developing happy and content relationships with others in life. A child who has a secure relationship with parent learns to regulate emotions under stress and in difficult situations. Healthy parent involvement and intervention in the child's day-to-day life lay the foundation for better social and academic skills. A secure attachment leads to healthy social, emotional, cognitive, and motivational development. Children also gain strong problem-solving skills when they have a positive relationship with their parents. We understand the power of technology, especially social media. Whilst we want to safeguard our children from excess screen time and the ills of social media, we see the merit in using this very tool to get pertinent information across to our parents and guardians. Having watched the series, I am really thrilled with this project, and I know it is the beginning of great things ahead. We have a lot to accomplish and feel this is a step in the right direction. We all know that parenting has absolutely no manual. At times, parents are faced with myriad of issues when raising young children. At the Early Childhood Services Unit, we understand the challenges, and hence the reason we would like to do more to support parents to care and nurture their children. The bonding series, which was produced by Mr. Colin Wicks and his team, was funded by UNICEF, and we are always thankful for this financial assistance. Apart from the finance, Ms. Harper, who is right here, is always on hand to offer support and guidance. Ms. Favre, of course, our in-house specialist, always on hand to offer early childhood expertise. Ms. Favre. Moving forward, I believe that we can adopt a multi-sectoral approach for our next series, and that's a hint, Ms. Harper, whereby we can begin to foster collaborative efforts with other agencies to cater better towards the holistic development of the child. After all, it is said that it takes a village to raise a child. Let's adopt this community spirit in working together to help our nation's children achieve better outcomes and to have a society that we are truly proud of. Once again, I would like to welcome you here. I urge you to share the videos or the links so our series can reach as many persons, as many viewers, parents, guardians as possible. When we work together, the possibilities are endless. I would like to wish everyone a blessed and prosperous 2024, and we look forward to your continued support in raising the nation's children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bruce. I now invite Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, Parliamentary Secretary of the Ministry of Education, to offer some brief remarks. Dr. Prosper.
Thank you very much. I would not like to adopt the protocol. I would like to acknowledge all the people who have made time to be here with us this morning, all the people who have shown that our children, raising our children, is very important. I would like to acknowledge Ms. Shelley-Ann Harper from UNICEF, who made the time to be in St. Lucia to be with us this morning. We are very appreciative of that. Mr. Vincent Lewis, UNV Program Coordinator, UNICEF. Mr. Cyrus Sipal, our very own Acting Deputy Chief Education Officer. Ms. Vanita Bruce, active, vivacious, whatever you want to call her, Acting Education Officer, Early Childhood Services Unit. Dr. Kim Gardner, Director, Child Development and Guidance Center. Other officers of the Ministry of Education, the staff of the Early Childhood Services Unit, Mr. Colin Wicks, Managing Director, Dove Productions Limited, the cast and production team of Bonding Early Childhood administrators, parents, members of the media, specially invited guests, and we have some very special people here. We have some children here. Let's put our hands together for them. On behalf of the Minister of Education, Honorable Sean Edward, and the Ministry of Education, I wish to congratulate the Early Childhood Services Unit on this most important initiative and this most timely initiative. Maybe it's late in coming, but we welcome this 10-part parent education series under the theme Bonding, Creating Stronger Parent-Child Relationships, which is very lacking in our society at this time. Parenthood is a remarkable and rewarding experience that we sometimes take for granted. It comes with its unique challenges, and therefore, parents require the necessary support. I am therefore heartened at the fact that the Early Childhood Unit, having recognized the importance of parenting and the challenges that parents face, is committed to supporting the families through this parent education series. I expect that parents will embrace this timely initiative and be committed to sharing knowledge and embracing practical tips to help foster a community of parents who can exchange experiences and learn from each other so that we can raise our children to the best of our abilities. Together, we can create a supportive network that strengthens families and nurtures the growth of our nation's children to become well-rounded, to feel loved, confident, outgoing, curious, to thirst for learning, and to be creative. Let us again express appreciation to the Early Childhood Services Unit for this initiative, and I look forward to the enriching conversations and learning opportunities that lie ahead for parents at a time of so much distraction. Here's to building a country where every parent feels equipped and empowered to raise the nation's children. Once again, thank you, Early Childhood Unit, and let the Parent Education Series begin. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prosper. At this time, we will invite two very pivotal people, I would like to say pivotal people, on this project to give us a brief on the concept and production of bonding. I would like to invite Ms. Ruth Phillips Fevrier, Training Officer, Early Childhood Services Unit, and right after her, Mr. Colin Weeks, Managing Director of Dove Productions Limited. So we would now have Ms. Fevrier. Let's welcome.
Good morning, everybody. I would like to adopt the protocol that has already been established, but I want to say an extra special thank you to members of the media for being here with us this morning, because we are going to depend on you tremendously to get this message across the island of St. Lucia. There is an old saying that states, "The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world." And when we look at what is happening, not only locally, but globally, it begs us to ask the question, what type of hands are rocking the cradles? We are all aware of the number of social issues that we are experiencing here. But if we would reflect, we would realize that we keep blaming children and blaming everything else, but no child is born bad. A child is a child coming into the world waiting for we, who are supposed to be the custodians, the guardians of the morals, the values, attitudes, behaviors that we need to transmit. So if we look at it from this perspective, then we have to ask ourselves, have we failed them? Are we continuing to fail them? And if we agree in the affirmative, then we need to address that. And it was this kind of introspection that brought forth the concept that we need to better equip our parents on what it takes to raise a child, and to raise a child to be a productive, empathetic, conscious, contributing citizen. It doesn't happen by magic. As parents, we have to put in the time and effort. So I've been training officer for a number of years, and I'm like, everybody busy. Parents don't have the time to come to meetings. And usually those who come are not the ones we really want to reach. Isn't that so, my early childhood people? Those we want to reach keep dodging us. So I was thinking, what can we do to get this vital information out in a way that persons would be engaged, would be captivated, would ask for more? And I had worked previously with a gentleman on another early childhood project called Kaleidoscope, and he shared a similar passion. Now, if you want to create something, you need to bring people together, and here we're talking about children. So if I'm going to be the mother of bonding, I had to look for a father. But I didn't want any old father, you know. Excuse me. I wanted a father that shared similar values and the same passion. So I look towards Dove Productions because I know Colin is very concerned as well as a parent and a journalist about what is happening in our St. Lucian landscape. So we had this convo, and I'm telling him, the technology is useful. Let's make sure we use it wisely in a way that will impact and influence what we do. So that's why we came up with the idea of having this 10-part parent education series. But with every child that you're going to conceive, and we did conceive Bonding, that's our baby, you need to have godparents. Now, godparents are there to provide guidance and support, but they also give you the little finance, When you cannot make ends meet, you turn to the power. Yeah. Isn't that what we do in St. Lucia? Our power, our UNICEF. And I really want to thank Ms. Harper for coming on board and providing the financial support. It's wonderful to have an idea, but to make it a reality, we need the finances, and UNICEF has always been there for us. So Bonding is, as we have already said, we hope it was a journey, wasn't it, Colin? It was a roller coaster. It was the longest labor period I've ever endured. Our labor was delayed. It had to happen last year, but we finally gave birth this year in 2024. And the series, we are so excited about it because it takes a look at real life. We look at the challenges that parents face in raising their children in this very volatile climate. Anybody that tell me parenting easy, I'll tell them you never had a child. It is not easy. And as has been said, they do not come with a manual. And even if you make 10, all 10 are different. And all 10 require something different from you. So this is just the first step in providing parents with that kind of support. I want to commend parents because we do the best we can. And most times we parent the way we were parented. But if we look at our parenting landscape, it's changed. What's the age of grandmothers these days? 30. They in the fete with the children, Because everybody young. Now, because our parents now are so young, they may not necessarily have got the kind of background, the grounding that they needed to transmit those values that we, the older ones, older in inverted commas, received, but it's true the landscape is changing. It's true technology has come in and we must use it to our advantage. But the age-old principles that were taught must never be eroded. And right now, unfortunately, we are on a very slippery slope where we are losing those things, those principles, those basic values, those common courtesies, that sense of caring, that sense of community. When we grew up, though, everybody could speak to your child. Now, even you as their teacher, you have to be guarded in what you say. And this has cost us as a people. And if we say families are the fabric of society, we need to reweave that fabric to try and recapture those things that made us strong as a nation. And our strength as a nation was built on the strength of our parents, our grandparents. They took us through. So Bonding is an attempt to give people now the knowledge, to provide another avenue in an entertaining way, to captivate and engage persons, that we rethink the way we raise our children, and we do not just throw our hands up in despair. The streets cannot raise our children. The tablet cannot raise our children. You all like to put them in front of that, Before they're 2 months, they can swipe. They know everything, because when they have it, you can do your business. But your business is providing your child with a solid foundation, inculcating in them the values, the age-old principles that our parents took the time to inculcate in us. So we are asking you, don't let the tablet, don't let the phone, don't let the TV replace you. No phone can hug your child like you. One of the sad things I see, as women, breastfeeding is so important. That's when you bond with your child. But I see now people breastfeeding, the child there, the phone there, the child latch off. They don't even realize that, because they're more interested with the screen, whereas your screen should be your baby. So we are hoping through this series that people understand the importance and the value of being there, being physically, emotionally, and all the other earlies present for your child. So we invite you to be part of our journey. Like the song says, the journey just starts. Miss Harper, the journey just starts. Nenen. Because there are so many more things we would like to do with this series. And I know Colin, and I must acknowledge our writer. Let's head for our writer. Young man, he got so wrapped up in this whole series that he's become an early childhood expert now. So we invite you to be part of the journey. The media, I appeal to you. It may not be as sensational, but we cannot live only on sensationalism. We have to bring back the values, and we have to get it right at the beginning. So if we do it right, I am sure later on we'll all look back and say, yes, we made a difference by investing in this program. So to all the media people, please take back the editors, the managers, I don't know, the people who run your studios, and let them know we have a wonderful series that we would like them to carry on their various channels and networks. And to you, our parents, do the same. We'll be posting on the YouTube channels, all the social media platforms, and like it, share it. So Miss Harper will say, wow, this thing is moving. What's the term? Trending. It's trending. So her money will trend with us. Okay? Remember, the money has to trend. So I would like to really thank you, and we look forward to engaging with you more. And we also have a radio version, because radio is still a powerful medium. So we do have an audio version to the video production. So thanks for being here. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Your presence here indicates that you have your children at heart. Let us continue to spread that throughout the 238 square miles. I thank you. Let's stay bonded.
Thank you, Ms. Bravery. I would like to invite Mr. Colin Weeks, Managing Director of Dove Productions Limited, to say a few words on the production of this project. Mr. Weeks.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I'd like to say that's the opportunities that filmmakers like myself take pride at times like this, to say that the industry is on a different level, and we're going to move things in that direction. I like a lot of history, so let me just start with the history of how this thing all came about. And I must say that let me acknowledge Dr. Gardner from very early on for embracing that production side of filmmaking and allowing this industry, this medium, to tell her story, to educate from her end. I think our first journey started maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and then we have done different projects throughout the years. And so I would like to thank the Early Childhood Guidance Center and also the Early Childhood Unit for embracing this industry, embracing us, Dove Productions, as their medium to tell their story, to educate people. And that's what we like to do. Filmmaking from day one has always been about education. It has changed the landscape of who we are, how we see things. And it's unfortunate that we have not done that on this little isle of ours. We have not embraced this industry and allow it to manifest the way that it can. We speak about young people, engaging young people. We speak about economic development, and we have an industry basically waiting to happen. I call it a sleeping giant, and we need policymakers. I'm doing that plea right now. We need policymakers to look at this industry with a different lens and take it a little more seriously and allow young people to be engaged. And it's not a hobby. It has way past that hobby. It's a time where the whole world has embraced technology as the medium to do many things. Now we're talking AI, we're talking beyond that. But still, we look at the industry as just a pastime. We need to look beyond that. And so I'd like to take the opportunity to say, in the future, we are here as filmmakers, as creative people, to change the landscape. And we can change the landscape in many ways. We could have people looking at our society different. We could have as I said, we have young people who are basically looking for something to do. This industry can do that. So I just wanted to acknowledge now my cast and crew. As I said, the opportunity. Just imagine that we would have, how many young people? We had about 12 young people working on this film. If we would take this one project and manifest it into 10 for the year, could you imagine how many young people would be engaging on a regular basis, putting money in their pocket, giving them something to do? I always speak again about the industry in terms of, when we look at the industry, we look at the pinnacle. We look at the next Rihanna. We look at the next Bob Marley. We look at the next Marshall. But what's about creating an industry where we have a sustainable industry that would actually have 100 young people making having a constant living? 200 young people having a constant living. So we have not created that environment to allow the industry to grow. And I would like to, again, let's look at it in a different way. Let me just acknowledge my crew. Let me speak a little bit about that journey aspect of it, actually. So when we got the call from Miss Favory here, and obviously I'm excited. I'm saying, let's go. Then we look at the talent. Now, again, we have young people who have basically grown through my filmmaking in terms of the Caribbean Youth Film Festival that I do every year. I provide training for them, and we have young people like Natalie. Let me get you to stand up for a second. So Natalie now is my production assistant, and she came into filmmaking through the Caribbean Youth Film Festival while she was still at Entrepot, and now she is in production. So again, we want to create that environment. We want to allow people to grow through the industry. Anthony, who is, as I told him, honestly, I said at the launch, at the screening, that we would speak to Anthony. We would say, hey, okay, so the topic is da-da-da-da-da, and then 2 days later, we get a script of 5 pages. It's incredible. So Anthony, please stand up. Anthony Wilkie, our script writer, marvelous brain, I must say. Let me just let me speak first of all of the 2 young talent that we have. I think we could safely say they are the main characters in the series. So we have Naeem and we have Turjan. Could you all guys stand up, take a bow? Again, those 2, outside of their talent, intelligent young people. Also Naeem, I told him in series 2, we're going to get him to sing, because when I first met him, we did a music video back a couple of years ago through the ministry, and he was actually singing a song. So that's how I got to know him. So let me just acknowledge the other talent, Jamie, who is here, Mona Lisa, Anybody else? Anybody else is here? I'm looking around. I don't think so. But that's basically the cast, and we have many others. Let me also acknowledge the mums. Let me tell you, I call her the Hollywood mum because she is at please stand up. She was at every shoot, there, engaged, make sure that, things are going right. I think even at time I could have get her to direct because, she got that involved. So we like to see that. I think that's basically what we say in terms of getting parents involved in what their child is doing. And I'm happy to see that, that again, that a parent like that came on board and was part of the process. Let me also speak about going forward. It is opportunity to get other industries involved. I see musicians here. I see Ross here. and that's what we're saying, because it could extend, because now we could create original music for this. So it gives opportunity for more people in the industry to get involved, and that's what we would like to see. We would like to see this industry grow. We would like to see the series go. We'd like to see that the local media embraces this thing more. I would like to mention, I don't want to get too much involved with say too much on this note, but it is sad, honestly, it is sad for me as a filmmaker that I would produce something, give it to a TV station and say, hey, you could play it for free, and they would tell me no. But however, they would take an American Western program and play it for free. But they will not play my local program for free. I have to pay them. And I have a serious problem. And that's why I talk about policy making. We keep on because again, history, that's how it started. It started with guys just beaming something in the airways, picking up HBO, CNN, and so it has manifested that way. But we have passed that stage. Technology is in the hands of a lot of young people. People are ready to produce. You have companies, corporate St. Lucia is ready to support. We cannot do it alone. We cannot do it as the head just saying that this is my station and I'm not going to help you. We need a holistic approach to this. And I always say it has to start from the top. So the policies need to change. It needs embracing. It needs to look at it from a different angle. And so I plea to the TV stations to embrace this program. It is a local program. It is here to show our story. It is to listen to our dialect, how we speak. Again, we talk about the tablet. How many young people speak like Americans now? How many? I mean, we have that problem. A lot of young children talk like, because that's what they hear. Now, if we're not going to show ourselves in front of the screen, that's what they're going to pick up, and we're going to lose ourselves. We will slowly lose us. And so I hope this program is the beginning of many things, not just in the educational aspect, but in terms of, again, we speak about educating in terms of other industries. We speak about how do you educate about health? How do you educate about crime? How do you educate about all the little ills and everything else that is happening? So how do we do that? Let's tell our story. Yeah. So again, I thank you. I thank my cast. I thank Miss Favory, Dr. Gardner. I thank UNICEF. And let me take opportunity to again acknowledge our host, our moderator rather, Vanetta, again, who started off with me as a teenager many moons ago. I'm not giving away your age. But that's the growth, and that's the growth. That's what I'm talking about. So we need to continue creating those avenues for us to grow as an industry and continue, hopefully, that we would please our clients. And that's basically what it is. I am really thankful that they see quality in what we do, and we would like to continue giving that quality, working with you, and hoping that this resonates not just in St. Lucia or the Caribbean, but internationally. So I thank you again for embracing us. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Weeks. So, we have had an insight, we've had an idea about this series, and I'm sure many of you you're itching to see something. So at this time, I would like to invite you to pay attention to the screen as we have a brief video presentation of bonding, creating stronger parent-child relationships.
The screen is there. So you have to
Screen is right there.
Good morning, Alyssa. How are you today? Are you excited for today?
No! Leave me alone! I don't want to be here! It's in there, you never want you to!
Alyssa, child, behave yourself. Miss, don't mind her. She just like that because when I sent her to bed last night, she wanted to be on her tablet. What to do, right? Alyssa, stop it and don't let me get the belt.
You would see that science has shown that the baby is already learning. Oh no, so the baby's brain is about 25% of what it would be as an adult and growing rapidly.
Okay, doctor.
I'm serious. From now on, as the baby's inside me, she's learning. So, us talking to her.
Or him.
Or him. Reading and playing music. And so much more will help with the development.
Now today is Saturday, right? So you know what that means. Football. That's right, football. But first, what must you do?
I will make my bed, Mom.
And then
I will go to the bathroom to brush my teeth. And I'll meet you and Daddy in the dining hall for breakfast.
excellent. That's my smart boy. Now, I'll set your timer for 10 minutes and I'll meet you in the dining room for breakfast, right? Now, make haste. You don't want to be late for the game.
Mama must make some fried tanya for you. It tastes just like potatoes, my doodoo.
Or you could just buy me some fries.
Nice try. When you're with your mother and your father, you'll eat that. Now come, let Mama show you how to roll some limes and soften them so we can make some juice. Some lime juice will be good for you for all those sodas you like.
Because they always tell you that when you have a baby, you don't get to sleep at night.
We didn't have a big problem with that, did we?
Yes, sir.
I think we understood well enough about naps throughout the day and how they add up to the total amount of sleep. And I think that's why we knew to rest during his nap time. And that helped us a lot.
Oh, hi, Teacher Merle. I'm all right. Is everything okay with Alyssa?
Oh, yes, Alyssa is fine. I just thought I needed to call you about her behavior regarding going outside to play. It's very concerning. Alyssa never wants to go outside and play. She's even saying she doesn't play outside when she's at home.
These children are something else. Miss Merle, I just send Alyssa outside to play every day. But she doesn't want to go outside. She don't like the sun. She says she don't like to sweat. So I say, you know what? Let's just sit down in the balcony and you can be on your tablet so that you can at least get the balance of some fresh air. I'm doing the right thing, right?
Do we need all of these things now, though? I mean, by the time the child needs any of this stuff, they'll be in preschool.
Yeah, that may be so, but by that time, we would want our child to have had enough exposure to letters, signs, and symbols, wouldn't we? We need to provide rich literacy environments. And it's not just reading, we have to tell her stories too.
Stories? I'm not a storyteller.
That's okay. My grandmother used to tell me a lot of stories when I was small. We have a rich oral tradition in St. Lucia. Everything is a story. We can choose from folk characters to wise characters like Anansi and Kopilape.
I don't want no child of mine. Hey, nothing about no larger bless and things like that.
What's all the fuss about? Can't you see that I'm busy?
I mean, I have a presentation due and it's not even done yet. So what's wrong with her watching a little bit of TV? It keeps her occupied and allows me to finish my work. It's a win-win situation for all.
No, it's not a win-win situation. Listen, I told you that I spoke to the teacher already, and we have to create a little structure for Elisa. Come on, you said you would be on board with this.
I'm on board with it, but structure? What does a little child like that know about structure?
It's unfair. I'm not playing with you anymore. You're cheating. No, I am not. Yes, you are. You're cheating.
Children, what is the issue?
Mommy, I was showing Jonathan the game that he showed me how to play earlier today, and he keeps on cheating. No, I am not cheating. You're just upset because you messed up the counting. I'm not messing up the counting. You're messing up the counting.
Elisa, you were getting on so nicely before. Aren't you happy Jonathan is here? You know, us as parents, we take it for granted that the children will just behave themselves miraculously every time, all the time. But implementing and reinforcing the good manners is key and important.
That's true, you know. We do that especially when we believe that the children are well behaved.
Well behaved or not, it is very important to practice it. I've been doing a lot of reading and research because Miss Mills suggested it. And let me tell you, I have been learning so much, and it has been helping out Elisa in her behavior so much.
Oh, that's great. I myself, to be quite honest, I have not had a lot of time to read. I think a lot of how I raise him is based on how I was raised.
As to a fun-filled and exciting summer vacation and an exciting school term when we return. Yeah?
Cheers. Cheers.
And that was our brief video presentation of bonding. Can we have a round of applause once again? I know that each and every one of you guys are excited as much as I am. So at this time, we would like to invite anyone who would have questions for our panel here we have Miss Shelly-Ann Harper, Miss Ruth Favre, and Mr. Colin Weeks. So indicate by raising of a hand, and you can ask your question and any one of the panelists. Yes, I see one hand raised.
Question is for anybody at all. What specific target areas of the parent-children relationships will y'all be focusing on during the 10-part series?
I think that's me. Okay, so we tried to zero in on what we believe are some of the more pressing challenges in terms of one of the areas, especially in the age group we were looking at, really, which was the birth to age cohort, is social emotional development. At that time, you know, parents normally want to force children, well, not force, but focus a lot on the cognitive development. And what we are seeing is that that component, which is so critical, is not being addressed adequately or sufficiently. And in order for the children to do well cognitively, in the academics, they have to develop that sense of self-confidence, have that self-esteem. They have to learn to share, learn to self and co-regulate. So a lot of the things we focus on there was on social emotional development, also child development, because sometimes our expectations as parents may be too great for the age the child is at, and we have to understand that things happen in progression. So those are basically the different issues that the series revolves around in this season. Remember, there's a season 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Favre. Do we have any other questions from our audience? Indicate by a raise of hand. Okay.
question about the program. Is it a serial sort of program, or is it like how what's the duration of it? When can we expect it to be aired? What's the format of it?
That's you.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a 10-part series, each run roughly between 12 and 15 minutes. It will be starting on NTN tomorrow evening, I think. Yeah, Thursday tomorrow, and every Tuesday and Thursday at 6:30, and obviously with repeats. And as I mentioned before, we're getting it on the other stations, and also there's the audio version. So that's basically what it is. Yeah.
Okay, I saw a hand. Dr. Prosper. Dr. Prosper has a question.
Based on what you just said, you said that can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
You said that you're starting tomorrow. My question is, do you think that you have sufficiently sensitized the public so that you can get a real audience from tomorrow night?
Yeah, good question. However, in terms of repeats, we don't see it as a program that has a short shelf life. So there's opportunity to continue even if we start on NTN. There's opportunity to carry it onto the other stations and do a lot more marketing with it as time goes by. And obviously we'll be doing a lot of social media marketing also, so that in itself will allow the time frame to move on, not from a NTN perspective, but to move on to a further time period.
Thank you, Mr. Weeks. Any more questions? We have one question here.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Let me commend and congratulate Early Childhood and the Children's Unit for such a wonderful initiative. Okay, and then from the Ministry of Education standpoint, we are happy about it because setting the foundation for this development to move into the next development, that is something very positive. However, I want to ask, with reference to earlier you said about sometimes when we call meetings, we don't get the parents that we need. Now, I know we are going to target almost all the media houses, social media, and so forth. What mechanism do we have in place to track the parents who are actually listening to it, and how would we know that we have met that critical group that we want to target? And then now, are we going to target probably churches to play it at their churches, or even mothers group, fathers group, sports group, and so on?
Okay. Would you like me to take that? Well, as part of the Dove Productions Limited and as a PR specialist, social media strategist, we intend on taking bonding as far and wide as possible. Aside from the normal, social media advertising, we will be encouraging a hashtag campaign. We will be encouraging people to follow the hashtag for more information. That way we will be reaching as many younger parents as much as possible, and encouraging polls as well in regards to when they see a particular episode, what do you think this person can be better? So a lot of engagement will be happening on the social media level. In regards to what you said in regards to the churches and whatnot, that's something definitely we will be looking at in regards to spreading things further. Yeah?
I just wanted to point out again, and that's when I speak about the long shelf life of the program. So even if we start on TV, but 2-3 months time, then we could start to go out into communities and show it. So it gives it, as I said, that shelf life. And also we want to do some campaigns on radio where people could have the opportunity to ask questions with the unit and different professionals in terms of what they've seen and how to better explain it in terms of their maybe particular issue. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, we have a couple of hands. Let me see. I can pass the microphone to the next individual. Yes, who has a question?
While we appreciate that the results would not be instantaneous, but how would you measure the success of the project? So, and over what period of time? What are you hoping to see come out of this? and over what time frame?
Would you like to answer that?
Good question. And our hope is that over time, because we are asking people to possibly change the way they were doing things, and change takes time. Our hope is that over time we will begin to see the change in the parents and also in the children. In order to measure it, this is what Vanette referred to, how many likes, how many shares, and so on. But even in a more personal way, the age group we're targeting is the age group my unit oversees, the early childhood sector. So we have administrators here. By talking with them, they would be able to let us know what kind of changes they are now seeing in the children at school, and even engage their parents when they come and ask the parents, have you been watching the series? What do you think? Has it helped you? Because part of us doing the series is because when we came out of COVID and we spoke to our practitioners, they were lamenting and telling us the children came back, and it was not just the learning loss. They came back aggressive, some of them. They came back withdrawn. They came back fearful. So COVID did a number on our little people. So this series too is to try and help bring our children back to a sense of normalcy, regain that happiness, regain that confidence. So we'll be expecting the practitioners also to follow what's happening at their various centers and report to us. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. Okay, remember there's season 2, 3, 4.
Yes, do we have any more questions? Dr. Prosper has a question again. Let's wait for the microphone.
I do not think that it will impact only early childhood services, because the whole society will be exposed to the series. And you would appreciate that it's not only the little ones who are affected, those at the primary level, at the secondary level, and Mr. Sibal can attest to that. I'm also thinking that we are a bilingual society, and we must reach all the people. We cannot take it for granted that we have an English series and we meet everybody. And as Ms. Fevrier was saying earlier, maybe the people we are not seeing are the people who might be speaking a different language from many, and we must reach them. So I will appeal to you to consider reaching this set of children. Thank you.
Definitely, Dr. Prosper. We were having that conversation at the screening, and it was actually a parent. The parent who was there, she says, so when we're doing the Creole version, and then she went, how are you saying social emotional intelligence in Creole? But it's something we recognize, and we are going to do. Oh, I need to go to the mic. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have to say everything again, right? No? Okay, but it's something we recognize, and even in this series, we did make references to our culture, and we appreciate that we are a bilingual nation, and we will be looking into that, because, as I said, we had the convo already, and that's when we thought of asking somebody like from FRC to be with us, to give us the guidance, because we don't have that expertise. So you see why we must have season 2. Okay, but that's a critical point. So even when we do the radio things where we'll be talking about the episodes individually, and it will be a call-in program, we will ensure that we do have that Creole component, particularly moving forward in the radio series for now.
Thank you, Ms. Fevrier. Any more questions from our media? No? I believe, all right. Well, Ms. Fevrier, I should have told you to stay. I would like to invite Ms. Fevrier back to give us some closing remarks before we officially close things off.
Thank you. So I just want to express our heartfelt thanks to all of you for being here. Again, we extend our thanks to Ms. Harper and UNICEF for always and I need to emphasize that, always supporting our early childhood projects and interventions. She is here so often, she's half Lucian, She's a Lucian Bajan. Okay. We would like to thank Dr. Gardner for teaming up with us, because this was a joint intervention, and we are already talking about what the next season would be like, where we would like to focus more on special needs and inclusiveness and so on. So that's what we haven't conceptualized it properly, but this is where the thinking is going. We would like to thank the tremendous cast extraordinaire, writer, actors, actresses, especially the two young people who, when we had the screening on, when we had it on Monday, they said, in season 2, can we grow up? So they're already thinking and looking forward. I mean, it was a joy watching these young children take on the character, and they got all involved, and the mommy for being there faithfully, rain, sun, storm, she was right there. It was a wonderful cast to work with, lots of talent, lessons learned that we are going to make sure we apply, that season 2 is going to be even bigger and better. We would like to thank you for being here today, and we are appealing to you once more to take the message out. Hashtag bonding. Invite your friends, family, everybody. Let them know it's Tuesdays and Thursdays for now on NTN at 6:30 with a repeat broadcast. So we are depending on you to get that word out. Again, appeal to the media houses. We cannot do it without you. You are critical to this project and critical to helping us reshape the parenting landscape of St. Lucia. In the long run, every one of us will benefit. So to everybody, NTN, for allowing us to use their studios and the services of their technicians, again, we say a heartfelt thank you. This is the first, we hope, of many such events, because as the series grows, we'll be coming back and we can do more work, because we really think that using the media is a strong platform in which to reach everybody. And Dr. Prosper, there will be Creole next season. There will be. So once again, thank you so very much, and we look forward to seeing you. We look forward to collaborating and partnering with all of you again. Thank you. God bless. Here's to bonding.
Thank you, Ms. Fravia. So I would like to officially bring this morning's proceedings to a close. Thank you very much for joining us for this official launch of Bonding, Creating Stronger Parent-Child Relationships. I am Vanetta Phillip, your Mistress of Ceremonies. Do enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you so much. And we do have refreshments after for those of you who are here with us. Thank you once again for joining us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been more than wonderful. Thank you very much.